What's going on, guys? It's Genki Squad, and today we are bringing you your first ever Genki Squad Wi-Fi battle. And today we have an inter squad match. It's going to be me, XTC, versus Jershypershy or Josh. And as you can tell from the quality of the video, we are actually recording this in 1080p. We left some borders on the side for future editing. We're not sure what we're going to do with those yet. Leave a comment what we should do with those borders. Maybe put the names of the battlers or the sprites for each team to remind the viewers which Pokemon are left. But let us know what we should do with those borders. But looking at team preview, Josh has a fairly standard team, and I have some fairly standard Pokemon as well with some gimmicks thrown in there. So we'll see just what happens. I'm ready to get right into the video right about now. And this is I love recording in 1080p. As you can tell, it's just absolutely beautiful. The frame rate, the no lines, it's really fantastic. So I predict lead matchup totally wrong here. This was such a bad play on my part. Scarfed Staraptor versus Scarf Pheromosa. That was a very, very terrible lead off for me. So I have to switch right on out into the only thing that I know can take a U-turn even half decently, which is my Delmise. And I thought it could take it half decently, especially after Intimidate from Staraptor, and that's just simply not the case. That still does a clean chunk to my Assault Vest Delmise, and he's going to go to what he thinks is his best play, which is his Celesteela. Pretty smart. And I don't want this thing subbing on me, and I only have one move to hit it, and that's Phantom Force. This man autotomizes in my face, and now I'm in a lot of trouble, because I honestly didn't think it was this set based on his team. I didn't think it was Sweeper Celesteela. So now he can't sub, which is good. He autotomizes again, which was a very interesting play on his part. I'm not sure what he was outspeeding with a double, maybe Mega Zam, maybe that's why he was looking at my team, but Phantom Force is going to hit for a lot of damage, but it's simply not enough. I mean, I'm definitely in trouble here. I can't switch out into Xurkitree, not yet, not until I know what his moves are. So he's going to Air Slash, and I'm sure he's thinking it was going to kill, but he didn't know I was AV. Unfortunately, I flinched, so I can't. I was going for Phantom Force again to make sure he didn't get a sub up, so my Xurkitree could come in for free and for sure kill this thing. Now, I decide I'm going to have to go out. I'm assuming he's going to Air Slash to kill the Delmise, and this man predicts the living hell out of me. He goes for the Fire Blast, and it's going to do a chunk to my Xurkitree. Fortunately for me, it doesn't do half, or over half, so I still have one more time to get in here. Since this man has already autotomized twice in my face, I have to go for Thunderbolt here, even though it's super obvious, and he's going to bring in Quan Solo, the Mamoswine. I had no choice but the Thunderbolt there. That was the only safe play. There was no predictions there that should have happened, otherwise I would have lost. And here I decided to sack my Captain Hook. It was a toss-up on whether he was going to go for Stealth Rock or just Earthquake to kill my Xurkitree in case I did something stupid, because he wasn't sure if I was Scarfed or not. But Stealth Rock was a good play on his part, and Captain Hook's just going to go down, and the Mamoswine's Sash is going to remain intact. So that was a very good play on Josh's part. Next, I'm going to bring in this beast to break the Sash. It's unfortunate that he got his rocks up because I'm going to take massive damage, but I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out of here, get the Intimidate off to break his Sash. I knew here he couldn't actually go for an Earthquake because predicting anything, because that's just not the play you make in case you close combat or something like that. So I'm going to go out into Cuddles to take the Icicle Crash, and unfortunately for Josh, he's going to miss. I'm not sure how much that mattered. That really stinks. But I know after one Intimidate, this thing can for sure take an Earthquake from Mamoswine. It's going to do a chunk, but it's going to take it. And I actually kind of miscalculated here, because I was like, oh, you know, Mamoswine's probably kind of frail, and it is, but I think I overestimate how hard Liquidation Toxapex hits. It shouldn't hit hard at all in theory, and it doesn't. Like, I was underwhelmed by that damage for sure. So here, I'm going to come back out, and because it's predicting the Earthquake again, and get another Intimidate off. And I'm just killing my Staraptor to rocks. I'm basically sagging to rocks. It's really painful since this team had no hazard control whatsoever. Especially for a Volt U-turn team, Volt Switch U-turn team, this was not a good plan. After 2 Intimidates, that Ice Shard from that Mamoswine is still going to do a lot. And basically, I didn't U-turn or anything because this thing's dead to rocks next time it comes in. I knew he was going to Ice Shard, so basically I was forced to close combat there. And Josh is going to bring in his Revenge Killer, Cleopatra. You're going to see this thing a lot, this Pheromosa a lot. And it's just going to kill off my Staraptor here. So now that he's U-turned out and both mons are down, we have to figure out who's going into what. It's this is always these situations are always very momentum breaking for the game, and you never know what's going to happen. So he decides to go onto a Zygarde, and I decided to go onto my Zygarde as well. I guess great minds think alike. However, my Zygarde is the 10% form, and I'm pretty sure based on his team, this Zygarde's the setup version. I did not want this Zygarde setting up in me. I didn't want coiling, I didn't want DDing. I'm actually choice banded 10% form, so I go straight for the outrage, which might have been a misplay in hindsight, but I wanted to ensure that this thing died, and it did. Maybe I should have Dragon Clawed, because the obvious play, he has Tapu Koko in the back. So I basically sacked this thing to Tapu Koko, and if this thing was like substitute Calm Mind, the game would have been over, essentially. So I'm lucky this wasn't set up Tapu Koko. You don't really see that too often nowadays anyway. But I essentially sacked this. The second I clicked Outrage, I sacked this thing to Tapu Koko, which is unfortunate. I was really excited to use Choice Banded 10% form. But I'm going to go ahead and go down to this Dazzling Gleam. And next, I'm going to bring in my Mega Alakazam, because now there's nothing on his team that really wants to deal with this thing. Celesteela, we got it to a low enough point in health where Zam was actually a threat to it because it has no investment. Even though it's naturally bulky, Celesteela has no investment, so we're still a threat. So basically, we can just click Psychic and just bounce out of here. I wasn't sure if this was going to kill or not. I was actually very nervous about this click, and I haven't done the calc on it, but it does end up killing, and I was very pleased about that. That was a big turn for me. So he's going to go back into Cleopatra again, just to revenge kill. And here, I know I still have my Toxapex in the back, so it's all safe and all good. As long as this thing's around, Cleopatra isn't doing anything to my team. And this thing puts in a lot of work this game. I would dare to call it the MVP of the game. So he's going to go ahead and U-turn out of here. And he has a lot of decisions to make. So he's going to go into Gengar. And I'm not sure what the thing behind this play was. I think this is the only thing he could have gone into. So he's actually going to start Shadow Balling. And I think he's looking for special defense drops here, because I'm not sure how much he was expecting this to do. That did do a lot, but here I recover to recover it off. And in hindsight, maybe this wasn't like the best way to handle this situation, because I was playing with crits and special defense drops here. So it was very difficult. And I know these things have to carry taunt, so I know I can't stay in here for too long. Just taking Shadow Balls and recovering them off. So I know at some point I have to predict when he's going to taunt, and I have to go into Alakazam so I can recover this off. The second I go into Alakazam, if I predict correctly and go into Alakazam, I pick up a free kill. So if I can pull this off, it'd be great for me. This is like a big turning point in the match as well. So I decide I'm at full health. He's going to taunt. He has to. Right? Because he can't leave this Toxapex at full health to take on Pheromosa. And so I'm going to switch into this. And little do we know, he goes for the taunt. That was almost luck, I would say, because he could have kept Shadow Balling and taunted at any time just to figure out when things were going to happen. So I Psychic. This thing goes down because he has nothing to take the Psychic, and Cleopatra's going to come back in. Every time Cleopatra comes back in, it's a huge threat. So Cuddles the Toxapex has to come back in here. Actually, no. I decided to sack this thing. I know why. Because looking at his team, what he has left, I actually don't need Zam anymore. Because Cleopatra handles it no matter what, and Zam doesn't deal with Celesteela as well as Xurkitree does. So Xurkitree is going to come in here since it's Scarfed. It's going to outspeed Nagato, and then that's how I plan on winning the game. So I could let Alakazam die right there. Definitely. That was definitely the play to make. And here, it's an obvious play. It's an obvious T-Ball. He can't switch out into anything else. So this is going to go down. Now here, I almost made a mistake during our match. I actually almost sacked Xurkitree to Pheromosa. And that would have been a huge misplay, because when this thing went down, Pheromosa would have had a Beast Boost for speed. Actually, that wouldn't have mattered. So I don't know what his spread is, because I think he was telling me afterwards he would have gotten a Beast Boost in attack. So his spread might have been different, actually. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So his spread might have been different, but either way, sacking Xurkitree was not a good play there, especially since Cuddles could take this on. I was scared to switch it in because I wanted it to take on the Pharaoh from full health, but after seeing that high jump kick damage, I knew that the game was essentially over, and I just had to recover this off, get in a safe position where I could Liquidation. I was actually expecting Liquidation, despite Pheromosa being so frail, to be a 3-hit KO, but as you're about to see, when I go for it, it's actually a 2-hit KO. And that's basically going to be the game. So That play was Xerkachy. I wasn't sure what Josh's spread was. I think he was running his spread so that he could actually get an attack boost. Yeah, I think we saw the attack boost earlier from Beast Boost when he U-turned on Alakazam. So that was a good play. I didn't sack Xerkachy because the high jump kicks would be doing way more, and I'd be playing around with crits. It just wasn't the safe play to do. But if you guys have noticed, he's actually hit every single high jump kick, which is pretty lucky. Not that it matters, but it's crazy. High jump kick's 90% accurate, but I swear it's more like 50. But anyways, guys, that's the match. Thank you for watching. We have way more Wi-Fi battles where this came from. But if you guys want to be featured on the channel, please, please, please drop your friend code in the comments. Hit us up on our Twitter, which will be in the description. Come out to our live streams on Twitch, and we'll do live viewer Wi-Fi battles. If you guys want to be featured on this channel. We have a lot more of these 1080p recordings where it came from, so expect the beautiful quality. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.